Hanon exercises are very well known. It's this book here, and you know, many pianists recommend to do these things. You know, it's both hands. You practice basically. You practice these hands. You practice independence of the fingers. And I get this question many times: is Hanon good for amateurs? Should I practice that as well? And the short answer is no. Hanon is a waste of time for you. Hanon can lead to pain and frustration if you don't do it correctly. I have to clarify that Hanon itself is a good system, and it is really, really well designed, and it's a really good school for your technique. However, assuming you're an amateur, you don't have 6 hours a day to practice. So if you just do a few of those exercises alone, that will already take you like 20 minutes, and you probably only have an hour a day, and you don't make progress in your pieces in the end. Yeah. Also, if you don't do these exercises correctly, you tend to build up tension in your hand, and that can be very dangerous down the road. You might even develop chronic problems. I've seen that many times, and let me tell you, there are other methods that are just much better for you. You can practice exercises for strength, independence of your hands, but also specific things for scales. And I'm also a big fan, especially if you are an intermediate player, advanced player, an amateur player, that you work on short czerny exercises, 8-bar exercises, which are very short, which focus on one problem at a time, not like here a whole problem for a page. So you don't need to learn many notes. Yeah, that's basically also the idea of this one here. But in the end, you know, in czerny exercises, you also have like some musical expression, so you already learn how to apply that in real life. And it is also linked to your repertoire. So it is always very useful to practice technical exercises that will help you later on. And the Hanon thing is a very abstract book. So I know this video might be a little disappointing for you, especially if you already bought this book, if you have already practiced a lot with it. And you might be wondering, you know, why you don't make faster progress. The reason is just the choice of the pieces is not ideal for piano amateurs. If you plan to become a professional, then definitely Hanon will be there one time or the other, but also you will have many more things to do. You have a lot of time where you can really practice these things, and you have a lot of time to actually, you know, take a step back, relax, and ask yourself, am I relaxed here? Am I fully conscious when I practice? And if you already have a stressed life, you know, you may have a busy job, or you have obligations in your private life, you shouldn't practice that much of technique. You should find a routine where you can practice technique for, I would say, up to 20 minutes per day, but I would say maximum fourth of your practice time. Yeah, not more than that. If you practice, let's say, 5 to 10 hours a week, which is a very good average time for amateur pianists, that's the time where you will really make progress, make really solid progress. Below that time is a little difficult, and way more, of course, brings you more progress, but not exponentially, not linear. It will take a little longer, and 5 to 10 hours is kind of the sweet spot. And if you have 5 to 10 hours a week to practice, which also I sometimes have because I have many obligations where I travel, where I maybe shoot videos for my academy, for my membership area and these things. So I don't always practice that much. And I've developed that system where you can actually keep your technique, but even improve your technique with 5 to 10 hours a week. And of course I know Hanon, of course I know czerny, of course I know Chopin etudes, which are in fact very useful. I know Liszt, I know Kramer, I know many things. I don't have to mention all of them now. But Hanon is, from what I've seen, the biggest time waste. Then we have Liszt exercises. Those are the most dangerous actually. But the Hanon ones are also quite dangerous if you build up tension in your hand, because the tendency is that you practice these things here, which I also can do, right? But if you build tension in your hand and you force these things, then they're actually counterproductive. So you always need a mentor, a teacher looking over your shoulder, and there are other exercises that also focus on that internal relaxation in between your playing that make it impossible for you to do it wrong, right? If you just follow the instructions, it will be impossible that you do it wrong. Whereas in an exercise like these Hanon things, it's very easy to do it wrong. So you need very good teacher, and you need also a lot of patience, because it just takes up a lot of time, only if you go through a few of them. And that's why I don't recommend Hanon for amateur musicians. And that doesn't even mean that you are not able to reach a very high level. I have amateur pianists in my academy who are better than some professionals. Yeah, I'm not joking, it's really true. Because there is so much enthusiasm there, and music is not just about technique. We should never forget that music is about the meaning and the artistic ideas, the images, the feelings, the atmospheres, character, spirituality. And Hanon doesn't really serve that, right? It's very one-sided. It's very dry, and it might make you feel like you are working hard, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are making the best progress. So it's always best to combine all the elements. And what I've observed with amateur pianists working on Hanon is that they are kind of feeding their ego that they are working on technique, that they are becoming great pianists, and so on and so forth. But we always have to ask ourselves, what is the end goal? What do we want to express with our playing, and to whom, and with whom do we want to share it? It doesn't matter if it's just your dog or friends or family or your cat, church community, public concerts, old people's homes where you go to play, the bar, at parties, family gatherings. Doesn't matter where you are, but let's be honest, nobody would listen to this, right? So why don't we start practicing from the end, asking ourselves what people actually want to listen to? Then we look at what problems do we have there, and then what do we need in order to solve those problems. So you can then add a few finger exercises, you can add a few things, few Czerny exercises, Chopin exercises, maybe even one or two of those, yeah. I don't completely forbid them, but it's just super important that you have someone who is accompanying you there as well, because as I said, the danger is that you're just practicing with stiff fingers and a not flexible arm, and you don't relax, because there is no stop here, right? It's very easy that you just practice through it and you build some tension over time, your hands get tired, you have this fatigue in your arms, and at some point it doesn't work anymore. So that being said, be cautious with this. I'm not saying it's bad, they're not bad exercises, but it's much more difficult to do it right, and also it's a big time waste. If you don't have more than 3 hours a day, I would say, then you shouldn't choose other things which can make you better in a short amount of time. And if you want to learn how this is possible for you, if you have a busy job, if you have a profession that is demanding, if you have also obligations at home, if maybe you started the piano late and you're wondering, can I still make progress? Can I still learn this beautiful instrument? Because let's be honest, the piano is so beneficial for us. It is good for our IQ, it can develop it. It can also help us reduce stress, also discover our creative side, and also bring us closer to our loved ones. If that's what you want and you wonder, how can I do that in limited time with only 5 to 10 hours a week, then you should apply for a free first strategy lesson with me. Do that at aaronpilsner.com/academy. On this page you can also find some testimonials from other mentees. And don't worry, this first lesson is really absolutely for free. There are no strings attached. You cannot lose anything. Use that opportunity, because I have been working with 100 100 amateur musicians now. It's 99 to be honest, and I know exactly how to help someone in that situation. You know, I'm a professional, I've traveled the world, I've been to New York, London, Paris, Tokyo, Berlin, Vienna, and many other countries. But I am a really specialist nowadays in how to help non-professionals. That's why you should listen to me. Don't practice Hanon, use other methods, and you will make progress very fast. Thank you for watching and see you again in the next video. Bye bye.